The hospital staff couldn't believe their eyes. In front of the emergency room entrance, a tired but determined golden retriever was sitting. The dog's collar read, "Guide Dog, Bella." But wasn't there a blind patient named Thomas here? When they discovered how Bella had found the hospital, everyone's eyes filled with tears. Thomas Mitchell was 68 years old and had lost his sight 15 years earlier due to diabetes complications. But his life completely changed 5 years ago when he met Bella. Bella was a 3-year-old trained golden retriever guide dog. She had been matched with Thomas through the Canine Companions organization. From the first day, a special bond formed between them. "Bella isn't just my eyes, she's also my heart," Thomas would tell his neighbors. "I can't take a single step without her." Thomas's daily routine was shaped around Bella. Every morning, Bella would wake Thomas from bed, guide him to breakfast, then they would go out for daily shopping. Bella had received perfect training. She could recognize traffic lights, sense obstacles, and find safe paths. But most importantly, she understood Thomas's moods. When Thomas was sad, Bella would rest her head on his lap for comfort. When Thomas was happy, Bella would wag her tail too. "Bella talks to me," Thomas would tell his friend Steve. "Even though she doesn't use words, she understands everything about me." The two had become an inseparable pair. From the market, to the park, to doctor visits, Bella was by Thomas's side everywhere. Their bond went beyond typical guide-dog relationships. Thomas had never married, had no children, and his only family was a distant niece who lived across the country. After losing his sight, he had become increasingly isolated until Bella entered his life. "Before Bella, I was just surviving," Thomas often reflected. "After Bella, I started living again." The neighborhood had watched their relationship develop with admiration. Mrs. Patterson from next door often commented, "I've never seen such communication between a human and an animal. It's like they share the same soul." Bella's intelligence extended beyond her training. She seemed to anticipate Thomas's needs before he expressed them. If Thomas was looking for his keys, Bella would bring them. If he was feeling unwell, she would stay closer than usual, her warm presence providing comfort. Their morning walks were a neighborhood ritual. Thomas would emerge from his small house at exactly 8 a.m., Bella at his side in perfect formation. She would guide him along familiar routes, stopping at crosswalks, navigating around obstacles, and greeting familiar faces along the way. "Good morning, Thomas." "Good morning, Bella," neighbors would call out, and Thomas would smile, feeling connected to his community through Bella's confident guidance. On Tuesday, March 3rd, Thomas and Bella went to Riverside Market for shopping as usual. Thomas's heart medication had run out, and they needed to go to the pharmacy. "Come on, Bella, we're going shopping," Thomas said at 10 a.m. Bella immediately stood up and came to Thomas's side. As always, Thomas placed his left hand on the special handle on Bella's back. When they reached the market, Thomas felt a slight dizziness. He had been feeling tired for the past few days, but he attributed it to aging. "Bella, we're going to the pharmacy," Thomas said. Inside, pharmacist Sarah knew Thomas well. "Good morning, Thomas, how are you?" "I'm fine, Sarah, thank you. I'm out of my heart medication." While Sarah was preparing the medication, Thomas suddenly felt a severe chest pain while waiting. He began having difficulty breathing. "Sarah." "I don't feel well," Thomas said, breathing with difficulty. When Sarah saw Thomas's condition, she panicked. "Sit down, Thomas, I'm calling an ambulance." As Thomas collapsed to the floor, Bella anxiously came to his side. "Bella, be good," Thomas murmured. The ambulance arrived 5 minutes later. The paramedics realized Thomas was having a heart attack. "We need to get him to the hospital immediately," said the lead paramedic. While Thomas was being placed on the stretcher, Bella was spinning around him in panic. She understood something was wrong with her owner. "Who will take care of Bella?" Sarah asked the ambulance workers. Get her out of the market, contact her owners, the paramedic said hurriedly. The scene was chaotic. Other customers had gathered around, some trying to comfort Bella, others asking what had happened. The golden retriever kept trying to follow the stretcher as Thomas was wheeled toward the ambulance. Stay, Bella, stay, one of the paramedics called out, but Bella didn't understand why she couldn't go with Thomas. In her 5 years as his guide dog, they had never been separated during a medical emergency. As the ambulance doors closed, Bella let out a long, mournful howl that echoed through the market. Several shoppers wiped away tears, understanding they were witnessing the separation of two beings who were more than owner and pet, they were partners, companions, family. After Thomas was taken to Mercy General Hospital by ambulance, Bella was left alone in the market. The dog tried to follow the direction the ambulance had gone, but it was long gone. Sarah looked at the information on Bella's collar. Emergency contact, Steve Williams, was written with a phone number. Sarah called Steve. Hello, are you Thomas Mitchell's friend? Thomas had a heart attack, he's in the hospital. His dog Bella is here, what should we do? Steve was shocked. Oh no. How is Thomas? I'm coming right away. Steve arrived at the market 30 minutes later. Bella recognized him because Steve frequently visited Thomas. Come on, Bella, come with me, Steve said. But Bella refused to go. She kept pointing in the direction the ambulance had gone. Bella, Thomas is in the hospital now. You need to come with me. Steve forcibly took Bella to his house. But Bella didn't eat anything and constantly sat by the door, whining. That night, Bella didn't sleep at all. She was looking for Thomas's scent, sniffing everywhere in the house. Steve went to the hospital the next morning. Thomas was in intensive care, unconscious. How is his condition? Steve asked Dr. Hamilton. Critical. He had a very severe heart attack. We can say something after 48 hours. When Steve returned home, he couldn't find Bella. He didn't know how she had opened the door, but Bella had escaped. The discovery that Bella was missing sent Steve into a panic. He immediately began searching the neighborhood, calling her name, checking with neighbors. Mrs. Patterson helped search the nearby park where Thomas often walked with Bella. She was so agitated last night, Steve told Mrs. Patterson. I should have realized she might try to find Thomas. They searched until dark, posting on local social media groups and calling animal control. But there was no sign of the golden retriever anywhere. Dogs have incredible homing instincts, the animal control officer told Steve. She'll probably come back when she gets hungry. But Steve knew Bella wasn't just any dog. She was a highly trained guide dog with intelligence and determination that exceeded normal canine capabilities. If she had set her mind on finding Thomas, she wouldn't give up easily. After escaping from Steve's house, Bella began searching for Thomas. First, she went to Riverside Market. She was following Thomas's scent. When the market workers saw Bella, they were surprised. Isn't this Thomas's dog? Said cashier Linda. Bella picked up Thomas's scent in the market but couldn't find Thomas. Then she remembered the direction the ambulance had gone and headed that way. Bella emerged onto the main road. Traffic was very heavy, but Bella was careful. Thanks to her guide dog training, she paid attention to cars. After walking for an hour, she came to an intersection. Here, Thomas's scent had disappeared. Bella didn't know what to do. Then her instinct kicked in. If Thomas was sick, he must have been taken to a hospital. But where was the nearest hospital? Bella had visited veterinarian Dr. Ross with Thomas 2 years ago. She remembered seeing a hospital nearby then. Mercy General Hospital. Bella began walking in that direction. But the hospital was 15 kilometers away. It was a very long distance for a dog. Still, Bella didn't give up. She advanced toward the hospital through side streets and parks. After 6 hours, Bella was very tired. Her paws hurt, she was thirsty. But she wasn't giving up. The journey was more challenging than Bella had anticipated. Her paws, accustomed to walking on sidewalks and smooth surfaces, began to ache as she traveled over rough terrain, through construction zones, and along busy highways where the shoulder was narrow and dangerous. Several times, kind strangers tried to approach her, seeing a lone dog that appeared lost. But Bella's training kicked in, she was working, on a mission, and she politely avoided their attempts to help, continuing steadily toward her destination. As evening approached, Bella's energy flagged. She had been walking for nearly 8 hours with only brief stops for water from puddles and park fountains. Her golden coat was dusty, her tongue hanging out from exhaustion, but her determination never wavered. The city lights began to twinkle as darkness fell, and Bella navigated by instinct and memory, following roads she had traveled with Thomas, remembering landmarks from their few trips to this part of the city. At 8 p.m., Bella finally saw Mercy General Hospital. The large white building was glowing in the distance. Bella ran toward the hospital entrance with her last strength. She sat in front of the emergency room entrance and began waiting. Emergency room nurse Julie was the first to notice Bella. "Why is this dog here?" she wondered. Julie went outside and approached Bella. She read the dog's collar, "Guide dog, Bella. Owner, Thomas Mitchell." Thomas Mitchell. Julie remembered this name. Wasn't he the patient brought in with a heart attack yesterday? Julie ran inside and looked at the records at the nursing station. Yes. Thomas Mitchell was in intensive care. "This is incredible," Julie said. "This dog found her owner." Julie told security guard Mark about the situation. "Mark, there's a guide dog outside. Her owner is a patient here." Mark was also surprised. "How did the dog get here?" "I don't know, but she's clearly looking for her owner." Julie brought Bella water and some food. Bella drank the water but didn't touch the food. She just kept looking at the hospital. "You're a very smart dog," Julie said while petting Bella. "You love your owner so much." Bella looked at Julie, as if saying, "Where is my Thomas?" The sight of Bella's arrival had already begun to attract attention from other hospital staff. Word spread quickly through the emergency department about the guide dog who had somehow found her way to the hospital where her owner was being treated. "I've been working in emergency medicine for 20 years, Dr. Sarachin told her colleagues, "and I've never seen anything like this. The intelligence and devotion this animal is showing is extraordinary." Several staff members came out during their breaks to see Bella, who remained patiently by the entrance, alert and watchful. Despite her obvious exhaustion, she maintained her dignity and professional demeanor, as if she understood she was in a medical facility where certain behaviors were expected. "She's not begging or being disruptive," observed maintenance worker Carlos. "She's just waiting. Like she knows exactly why she's here and what she needs to do." At 8 p.m., Bella finally saw Mercy General Hospital. The large white building was glowing in the distance. Bella ran toward the hospital entrance with her last strength. She sat in front of the emergency room entrance and began waiting. Emergency room nurse Julie was the first to notice Bella. "Why is this dog here?" she wondered. Julie went outside and approached Bella. She read the dog's collar, "Guide dog, Bella. Owner, Thomas Mitchell." Thomas Mitchell. Julie remembered this name. Wasn't he the patient brought in with a heart attack yesterday? Julie ran inside and looked at the records at the nursing station. Yes. Thomas Mitchell was in intensive care. "This is incredible," Julie said. "This dog found her owner." Julie told security guard Mark about the situation. "Mark, there's a guide dog outside. Her owner is a patient here." Mark was also surprised. "How did the dog get here?" "I don't know, but she's clearly looking for her owner." Julie brought Bella water and some food. Bella drank the water but didn't touch the food. She just kept looking at the hospital. "You're a very smart dog," Julie said while petting Bella. "You love your owner so much." Bella looked at Julie, as if saying, "Where is my Thomas?" The sight of Bella's arrival had already begun to attract attention from other hospital staff. Word spread quickly through the emergency department about the guide dog who had somehow found her way to the hospital where her owner was being treated. "I've been working in emergency medicine for 20 years, Dr. Sarachin told her colleagues, and I've never seen anything like this. The intelligence and devotion this animal is showing is extraordinary." Several staff members came out during their breaks to see Bella, who remained patiently by the entrance, alert and watchful. Despite her obvious exhaustion, she maintained her dignity and professional demeanor, as if she understood she was in a medical facility where certain behaviors were expected. "She's not begging or being disruptive," observed maintenance worker Carlos. "She's just waiting. Like she knows exactly why she's here and what she needs to do." Dr. Hamilton spoke with hospital director Dr. Mills. "Patient Thomas Mitchell's guide dog has made it here. This is an extraordinary situation." Dr. Mills was also impressed when she heard the story. "Did the dog really come all this way?" "Yes. She walked 15 kilometers. She came to see Thomas. This is very extraordinary. How much the dog must love her owner." Dr. Mills made a special decision. "In this case, we can allow the dog to see Thomas. But only for 10 minutes. Steve was very happy with this decision. "Bella, you're going to see Thomas." Bella wagged her tail as if she understood. Nurse Julie took Bella to the intensive care unit. Special protocol was applied, Bella was cleaned and disinfected. "Bella, be very calm, Thomas is sick," Julie said. When the intensive care unit door opened, Bella caught Thomas's scent. She got excited but tried to stay calm. Thomas was lying in his bed, his eyes closed. He looked very weak. "Thomas, I brought you a visitor," said Nurse Linda. Thomas opened his eyes. "Who is it?" "Bella," Linda said. Thomas couldn't believe it. "Bella? How did she get here?" The preparation for Bella's visit had been extensive. The ICU staff had never allowed a pet visit before, so they consulted with infection control specialists and established specific protocols. Dr. Mills personally oversaw the arrangements. "This dog has demonstrated extraordinary loyalty and intelligence," she told the ICU staff. "If her presence can help with Thomas's recovery, we need to facilitate this reunion safely." Bella was given a thorough cleaning and examination by the hospital's consulting veterinarian to ensure she posed no health risks to the other patients. Her paws were cleaned and wrapped in protective booties, and she was fitted with a special hospital visitor badge. "She's remarkably calm and well-behaved for a dog in a strange environment," noted Dr. Rodriguez, the veterinarian. "Her training is exceptional, and her focus on reaching her owner is unlike anything I've seen." As they approached Thomas's room, Bella's excitement was palpable but controlled. Her tail wagged slightly, her ears perked up, and she walked with renewed energy despite her obvious exhaustion from the long journey. As soon as Bella heard Thomas's voice, she ran to his side. But she didn't jump on the hospital bed, she just stood beside it and licked Thomas's hand. "Bella, how did you get here?" Thomas said through tears. Bella continued licking Thomas's hand. She was very happy to see that her owner was safe. Thomas petted Bella's head. "You're so smart. Did you find me?" Nurse Linda was also very moved. "Thomas, Bella walked 15 kilometers to find you. She was waiting at the hospital entrance last night." Thomas was shocked. 15 kilometers? Alone? "Yes. She escaped from Steve's house and searched for you." Thomas began to cry. "Bella, you're my angel. You didn't abandon me." The 10-minute visit passed very quickly. Bella didn't want to leave, but the nurses had to take her away. "Bella, when I get better, I'll come home," Thomas said. "You stay with Steve, okay?" But Bella didn't understand. Why did she have to leave Thomas? Steve took Bella back to his house again. But this time he made the house surrounding secure. Bella shouldn't escape again. However, Bella didn't sleep all night. She kept thinking about Thomas. The reunion had a profound effect not just on Thomas and Bella, but on everyone who witnessed it. Several nurses wiped away tears as they watched the gentle interaction between the man and his devoted companion. "In 25 years of nursing, I've never seen anything more beautiful," Linda told her colleagues afterward. "The love between them is just extraordinary." Dr. Hamilton, who had initially been skeptical about allowing the visit, found himself deeply moved. "That dog's determination to find Thomas is remarkable," he told Dr. Mills. And the effect on Thomas's vital signs during the visit was notable. His heart rate stabilized, his breathing improved. There's definitely therapeutic value here. The other ICU patients and their families had also been touched by Bella's story. Word spread through the hospital grapevine, and soon Bella had become something of a celebrity among the staff and patients. "It gives you hope," said Mrs. Rodriguez, whose husband was recovering from surgery in the next room. "If a dog can show that kind of love and loyalty, it reminds you of what's really important in life." In the following days, Thomas's condition slowly improved. But Bella was constantly restless. She didn't want to eat. Steve began taking Bella to the hospital every day. Bella could only wait in the hospital garden, but at least she was close to Thomas. The hospital staff who heard Bella's story were very impressed. Everyone talked about the dog's loyalty. "This dog loves Thomas so much," said Nurse Julie. "She waits here every day." While Bella sat in the hospital garden, she looked up at Thomas's room window. Thomas could also see Bella from his window. "Is Bella there?" Thomas would ask every day. "Yes, Thomas, she's waiting for you," the nurses would say. This situation accelerated Thomas's recovery. He wanted to get better faster to see Bella. After a week, Thomas began to stand up. "When will I go home?" he kept asking. "Let's wait a few more days," Dr. Hamilton would say. During this time, Bella's story had become legendary in the hospital. All the staff appreciated the dog's loyalty. Local news channels had also heard about the situation. Journalist Angela Foster wanted to come to the hospital and write about Bella's story. "What this dog did is incredible," Angela said. She walked 15 kilometers and found her owner. The daily vigils became a routine that touched everyone at Mercy General Hospital. Bella would arrive with Steve each morning at 9 a.m. and take up her position in the hospital garden, always facing the window of Thomas's room on the 3rd floor. Dr. Mills had authorized the hospital maintenance staff to set up a small shelter for Bella in the garden, complete with water bowls and a comfortable mat. "If she's going to wait here every day until her owner recovers, we might as well make her comfortable," Dr. Mills declared. The hospital's therapy animal coordinator, Sarah Jensen, began documenting Bella's behavior for potential research purposes. "What we're seeing here challenges our understanding of animal cognition and emotional attachment," she noted. Bella's navigation skills, her persistence, and her emotional regulation in a stressful environment are all extraordinary. Other patients' families began bringing treats for Bella, and children from the pediatric ward would wave to her from their windows. She had become an unofficial mascot for the hospital, a symbol of hope and unwavering love. "She's teaching all of us something about commitment and loyalty," reflected Father Martinez, the hospital chaplain. "I've used her story in several of my patient visits. She's become an inspiration." After Bella's story was broadcast on local news, it also caught the attention of national media. Networks like CNN and NBC ran the story. "An extraordinary story of loyalty in Denver," said the CNN anchor. Guide dog Bella walked 15 kilometers to find her owner who had a heart attack. This media attention surprised Thomas. "Why is there so much interest?" he asked Steve. Because what Bella did is very extraordinary, Thomas. Dogs don't normally do such things. Letters began arriving at the hospital from around the world. People were deeply moved by Bella's story. The Canine Companions organization had also heard about Bella's story. President Sarah Mitchell called the hospital. "Bella is one of the dogs we trained," Sarah said. "What she did shows how successful our training program is." The media attention brought unexpected benefits. Donations poured into Canine Companions for their guide dog program. Local businesses offered to sponsor Bella's care during Thomas's recovery. "Bella has become an ambassador for all working dogs," explained Dr. Jennifer Walsh, a veterinary behaviorist. "Her story is helping people understand the incredible bonds that can form between humans and their animal companions." After 10 days, Thomas was finally discharged. Dr. Hamilton gave permission after conducting final checks. "Your heart is stable now, Thomas. You can go home. But be careful, take your medications regularly." Thomas was very excited. "I can't wait to see Bella." While Steve was taking Thomas out of the hospital, Bella was waiting in the garden. As soon as she saw Thomas, Bella stood up but didn't run. She knew Thomas was sick. "Bella, we're going home," Thomas said. Bella came to Thomas's side and carefully began guiding him. It was as if no separation had ever happened. During the car ride, Bella sat next to Thomas. Both were very happy. When they got home, Thomas wanted to sit down. Bella immediately came and lay down next to him. "Bella, you're my savior," Thomas said. "What dangerous things you did to find me." Bella licked Thomas's hand. As if saying, "I would do anything for you." That night, Thomas slept very peacefully. Bella had taken her place beside his bed. Now Thomas was safe. The homecoming was emotional for the entire neighborhood. Neighbors gathered to welcome them home with flowers and homemade treats. "It's like welcoming home a hero," said neighbor Jim Rodriguez. "What that dog did for Thomas, it's just incredible." After Thomas returned home, their lives returned to normal. But now Thomas knew even better how special Bella was. "Bella isn't just a guide dog," Thomas would tell his friends. "She's my protector, my friend, my family." Bella's story had international impact. Donations to guide dog training programs increased worldwide. 6 months later, Thomas had completely recovered. His doctor, Dr. Hamilton, was very pleased. "Thomas, your heart is working perfectly. It was a miracle that Bella found you." Thomas decided to turn Bella's story into a book called Finding Hope, Bella's Story. The book sold very well, and the proceeds were donated to guide dog training programs. The book was translated into 12 languages and became an international bestseller. Thomas became a sought-after speaker, sharing Bella's story at conferences about human-animal bonds and disability advocacy. The Canine Companions organization reported a 300% increase in applications from people wanting to train guide dogs. Bella has inspired a new generation of volunteers and donors, reported program director Lisa Chen. Mercy General Hospital established a pet therapy program partly inspired by Bella's story. "We saw firsthand the healing power of the human-animal bond," explained Dr. Mills. A special plaque was placed at Riverside Market in Bella's honor, Bella, symbol of loyalty and love. 3 years later, Thomas was 71 and Bella was 8 years old. They were still living as an inseparable pair. "Bella helped me not only when I was blind, but also when I had a heart attack," Thomas would say. "She's my angel." What Bella did wasn't just walking 15 kilometers. She proved that love can overcome any obstacle, that no distance can break true bonds. Every morning when Thomas woke up, Bella was beside him. Every evening when they came home, Bella would greet him. "Some people think what Bella did was just instinct," Thomas would say. "But I know she loves me. And I love her too." Bella's story had inspired thousands of people worldwide. The number of dogs receiving guide dog training from animal shelters had increased. Bella showed that animals aren't just pets, they're lifesavers, said Dr. Hamilton. Bella's story shows us that true love recognizes no obstacles. Neither distance, nor time, nor difficulties can break true bonds. The ripple effects of Bella's journey continued to spread. Research grants were funded to study canine navigation and the human-animal bond. Pet adoption rates increased dramatically, and more resources were allocated to animal welfare programs. One dog's love story has reminded the world that animals are capable of extraordinary devotion and intelligence, reflected Dr. Mills. Bella has been a teacher to all of us. As Thomas and Bella entered their golden years together, their bond only grew stronger. The shared experience of Bella's incredible journey had deepened their connection in ways that words couldn't express. Bella didn't just save my life that day, Thomas would reflect. She saved my spirit. She reminded me that I was never truly alone. People ask me what I learned from Bella's journey, Thomas would say. The answer is simple: love is the most powerful force in the world. It can guide us through the darkest times, across any distance, over any obstacle. Bella proved that true love never gives up, never surrenders, and never fails. Bella's story reminds us that the most profound connections often come in the most unexpected forms, and that sometimes, our greatest teachers walk on four legs and love us unconditionally. Sometimes the greatest miracles are performed by our four-legged friends. Bella's story shows us that love truly has the power to overcome anything. If Bella's incredible 15-kilometer journey to find her beloved owner touched your heart, please show your support by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel. This remarkable guide dog proved that true love knows no boundaries and that the bond between humans and animals can overcome any obstacle. Ring the notification bell so you never miss these extraordinary true stories that celebrate the amazing relationships we share with our animal companions. Share your own stories of pets who went above and beyond for their families in the comments below. Every story of loyalty and love deserves to be celebrated.